Welcome to the house tour. So over here we can move the kitchen over.
Because it goes underneath.
Big media unit with the TV above it.
So you start to say, well, what do you do with this now extra space? Kind of a walk-in closet.
This is the deck that my dad built when he was in his 20s. Do you feel pressure to buy it since it holds so many memories? Scoop, scoopy, 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 scoopy. Yes. Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's vlog. Gotta rinse the cat off me. Why must I have been born with allergies? So today we're gonna go back to the house. I'm going to walk you through, do a whole empty house tour before renovating and just talk you through everything you are curious about. I asked on Instagram for whatever you're wondering about the house and we're gonna answer everything. I saw some confusion when I posted about the fact that we're gonna do it now, and so I just figured we would do a whole house tour, show you everything, run you through it all, answer all the questions in a whole video. We have a meeting with someone who's gonna make the drawings and like come up with a plan for the layout on Wednesday. So that's next week. And I'm so excited to go there and like think about things, look at it all. I'm a very visual person, so seeing it helps me, you know, figure out what I want to do, what can be done, like where the powder room can go. I can visualize the house right now, but I like need to be there to see it, or I need to like draw the layout, which I have done to play around with potential layouts. I've made it in The Sims. Like when I get my head around something, I will go full in, and I think that's what's starting to happen here. But first, coffee. August 6th, what day is it? August 7th. It's probably fine. I just think this is gonna be so fun. Like I really can't believe we're doing it and I'm really excited. I'm just gonna work for the next hour and a half and then I'll head to the house with my dad.
That was fast.
I know, I said I was on my way.
Cracking today. That's it.
That's fun. Welcome to the house tour. It feels kind of weird to have my dad filming me making this house tour of his childhood home. But here we are. Dad is in the entryway, which is a small little vestibule. I think it'd be really nice if we expanded a bit, like make it a real entryway. But this is the house as is before, you know, renovating, doing anything to it. It's gonna be pretty gutted, but there are some elements that we definitely want to keep, or I want to keep, but welcome in. So over here we have the living room, which we have spent lots of time, and my dad especially, obviously, but I, you know, grew up doing Christmas here. There was a tree here and couch over there. I love the fireplace, but I love the room. I love the details. I love the molding. I love the doors over here, which you'll see when we turn around, but it, you know, goes into the dining room, which I think is so nice. There's a lot of water damage happening, but that's, you know, as I said, it's getting kind of gutted, so not really a problem. Also, all the carpeted floors will go, but I like the dining space here. I think it's really nice. And then it also walks right into the kitchen, which I think was renovated once after you moved out, Dad? Yeah, obviously kitchen will be brand new, but this is it currently. There's kitchen here. There's a photo of my dad laying here. Just, it's a funny photo, but they had like the kitchen table here, and I love these. I think these are really pretty. Like I think it'd be nice to repurpose them over a bar, kind of like a built-in bar or like a coffee bar. I don't know. I think it could look really cool somewhere in the house. And then over here leads out to the deck, which is kind of falling apart, so we're not going to go out there, but that's there. We have the basement down here, and I think we would have to like get rid of like the creaking sound. Scares the shit out of me. I think just having a basement with a door like this, you can make cobwebs on you.
I think so.
I know, I feel it too. We'd have to get rid of the door here because I don't know. Was this laundry chute also? So this was laundry chute. I think we're gonna get rid of that. It's the safety hazard, but we'll start upstairs and then we'll go to the basement. I love this door, and I love these doors. Definitely want to do something with them. Not entirely sure what yet, but something, because I think they're really cool. I think they add a lot of character. You know, obviously there's this window here that matches. I think this is coat closet.
Yeah. It's just a little swollen because of the humidity.
I'm not gonna try, it's okay. Anyways, upstairs, Right now there's 4 bedrooms up here, which is kind of crazy. We have the first one over here, which was my dad's room. Very cute to think of little Mitchie, you know, growing up in here. Apparently his bed took up the entire space because if you didn't know, my dad is 6'4", and so he had a big bed. Bedroom over here. 1 bathroom up here. This was like the primary bedroom, and then this I think they made into a closet. Everything up here is gonna be gutted, like the layout will be completely different, I think. There'll probably be 2 bathrooms up here. Let's go to the basement. It might be a little dark, so I'll see what we can do. Dad, it's nice to see you back in like filmmaker mode.
Yeah.
It's giving OG Mitch.
OG, really?
Yeah, we were the OG vlogger.
The Insta-dad?
The Insta-dad. So spooky down here. I've always been scared of a basement though. Okay. We get rid of this door, right?
Nope, no reason to have it, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it just seems unnecessary, and you know, I'd rather have less entry points. Bathroom over here, if you want to show inside there, Dad. I think that is the most recently renovated part of the house. Closet. Is there lights in here?
Yeah, to the left.
Okay. Here's like the biggest, you know, the family space. There was a big couch down here. Fireplace, there was a table over here. I feel like this would be the perfect place to have like the big TV and the big comfy couch and make this a really cozy casual room. I think that would be so nice. I also think it'd be nice to have a sauna down here somewhere. There's another bathroom here, which I can't find a light. Can you see it in there?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. And then in here, this is like, you know, all this stuff. Empty space in here. This can be converted into like laundry, and also maybe a sauna. There's also a decent amount of space in this closet. Oh, what the hell? You know, there's a bit of space if you can see. Apparently my dad had his workbench in there. Yeah. So this is also all gonna be gutted. I don't think we need 2 bathrooms down here as well, so this whole layout will probably change. That's it for down here. There's the laundry chute. Very fun. Ideally, we move laundry upstairs to the bedrooms, but we don't know how much that costs, so we'll see. That is pretty much it, except for the backyard, which we can take you out a little bit later, but I feel like my dad and I should do some discussing of layouts and fun stuff like that. But that's the general tour of the house right now, which is crazy. It's crazy to think that this will be very, very different in like a year and a half. Like, it's hard to wrap your head around, but very exciting.
That starts about here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 feet, right?
And then it'll go another 10 feet out?
Well, no. Here's where the back of the house is. This thing gets wiped out.
Okay.
Right? And then you go back, maybe in line with that.
Like the end of their
No,
deck?
the end of the brick.
Oh yeah, ooh, very cobwebby.
I know. So that would give 8, maybe 15 feet
Okay.
of extra space from
Starting from that
from the
line.
back of the house.
Okay.
And then it brings you exactly parallel with the neighbor. And the other neighbor is a little bit further past. We'll see what it looks like when we're on the outside.
Yeah.
It's 300-400 feet,
Yeah.
extra square feet per floor. So call it maybe 800 square feet that you're gonna get out of this on the 2 floors. So going from 2,100 to almost 3,000. This old extension starts about here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you can
This-
actually feel the slope, eh?
Well, because it's sinking, it's been sinking for years. So this thing just gets taken right off
Yeah, and then rebuilt.
and rebuilt, and working its way all the way across.
Yeah. We could move the kitchen over, and then I'm trying to think of where we put the powder room
I have to imagine this also
being moved
a
out.
lot, like it's gonna be double the size of this room.
Double.
So it's a big space.
Yeah.
So you could very easily have the kitchen start here and go that way.
Yeah.
These stairwell
We'll open it up for sure.
could just be an open stairwell from here down. All of this openness, right? Problem is where you put powder, very big space, so you could have, you know, good sized table, but imagine this being kind of the eating area. It just seems too big already to me because it goes beyond even that.
But we can also open up the living room, because
Yeah.
if that's going way back, we don't need a massive dining room. We can expand some living space.
You could even say that your kitchen may start here, like kitchen and dining room could even start here because
Yeah.
you've got this, call it 5 feet plus another 15, that's 20 feet. So if you were to do that, Then your stairwell starts over here. I'm still thinking powder room. Do you take some of this space here
And do the powder room?
and do powder room?
But will it look weird if it's jutting out?
Well, you won't have it jutting out. You would somehow
Integrate it?
integrate it into, into something that doesn't look like it's jutting out.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, that's what the professionals will help
Yeah,
with.
usually you don't want to float it in the middle.
Yeah.
You usually want to float it off to the side. It's just, another option. Well, I'm just thinking, can you move a stairwell over here?
Well, yeah, he said that you could, if it's not structural.
Right, and I don't think it's structural. You've got a center beam here, actually. It goes down to the center of the house. It's
Oh,
a
really?
steel beam that goes from end to end.
Well, if we move the stairwell, then it would be very easy to put the bathroom, over there.
And that's like kind of the ideal
It makes sense.
spot. You would have to have,
I know.
I don't see a spot for stairwell here other than maybe here. Like for instance, if you had the two broken up by stairwell.
Oh, yeah. I'm not obsessed, but I'm not opposed.
I'm not a fan of that
Right.
because it goes underneath that instead of over here. So here, see this wall needs to be moved over a little bit
Yeah.
because it's blocking that straight shot.
Well, it'd be nice if we could widen the hallway here a bit,
It will. So you do this, and this would be enough for powder room because it would be like,
Yeah.
not it's a powder room.
No, you don't need anything big.
That's an option. I think that.
I think that's the best spot for it.
And that could work. And then room.
We're thinking sauna in here.
Do you want fireplace?
I don't know.
I would say
You would say no.
it might be better just to get rid of that and expand.
Well, it comes out pretty far.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And expand this wall like all the way over to there or something. And then you've got big TV, big couch, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just this room is a little on the narrow side and it's
I'm
cozy.
not attached to the fireplace down here at all. You could do like a big media unit with the TV above it, like.
Yeah. And this was my family room, so I found it to be perfect. I had parties down here and everything else, so it was a good size when it was filled. We watched Super Bowls down here and everything, right? So whether it moves that way and how much is another story. This door, I think Stanley was suggesting that maybe not.
Yeah, we just put a window in instead.
Because the windows you put in are very, like you'd go high secure.
Oh, for sure.
And that would just go across the back. When we're outside, we can talk more about that. And this thing here, this can get all pushed around. The whole little area could be laundry.
It'd be a beautiful laundry room. It's pretty big.
Yeah. No, it's actually too big. But there's all sorts of storage. It could be pantry also.
True.
Storage.
Or both.
This thing could just disappear because that's just and then it opens up to some degree. So you start to say, well, what do you do with this now extra space? What is here, right? This is just extra space, so you could
Really open it up.
I would probably just sauna in here.
That makes sense as well.
Just expand it, have sauna. That takes a
Oh, yeah.
because it only takes a little bit of space, like this much space out of here, and then your laundry room is more.
Well, we already have too much space in there, so.
Exactly. So then it's a matter of what do you do with all of this space in the middle. Don't forget this wall could move right over to here now.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's very open. You could even drop a small bedroom.
Which would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, like for guests
guests
or
would be
whatever.
really nice.
It would be pretty easy. I think you've got enough space to be able to maybe squeeze something in.
And then we could move laundry upstairs with the bedrooms. Just like a stacked unit in a bathroom kind of vibe.
Yeah. A bedroom of this kind of size, like
Perfect.
maybe a queen size. That's it, and I think that works.
The upstairs, it's hard for me to visualize because it's completely getting gutted. Like I don't really know how to begin to visualize it.
Imagine space now.
Because we get 8 more feet that way.
Well, more than that, 15.
Oh.
Because that deck is on top of the existing. So imagine it going all the way to the end of that guy's property. You could put a deck, but are you going to use it?
No. I know that he was saying the idea is to make this entire back the primary bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to visualize how that works and where does the ensuite go? Where does the master closet go?
What I would think is imagine this whole thing and going another 8 feet past that or 7 feet past that to be closet and bathroom. This room being kind of a walk-in closet, or actually a little bit bigger, and then bathroom, because you've got another 7 feet. It's going to be big. So imagine this.
Because this, I guess, gets pushed back 15 feet.
Yeah, so imagine kind of the bed, sitting area, and everything else. So it's,
and then have a door here into...
Yeah, wherever you want the door, how this thing balances out once you get the other stuff. So, of course, everything's starting maybe over here because it's way too big. What happens with this stuff here, right? You could say, well, this could be 1 bedroom along here, or you could just split this in half and have 2 bedrooms. Where's you put the
ensuite in the middle?
Yeah, you'd want to probably have it shared, and you'd have them so they have windows, obviously.
Of course.
And they both face. There'd be a little closet of some sort, for towels.
It'd be nice to have.
You can compromise some of this space and move these walls over if you need it more for these or whatever storage.
For sure.
Because that's very big.
And this bathroom's going to go, so that gives more space to one of the bedrooms. Or
Exactly. Okay, so there's plenty of space here for a very nice primary.
So 3 bedrooms up here.
And he'll obviously build the closets out so they're like similar to what we had. This is pretty easy, I think. So we're just left to the outside, I think.
This is the space we're working with.
Imagine coming to here now.
The house comes out to here.
Say on par. We've got the big deck. How do you get down here? You have some stairways. This is cleaned up, and then you have the other deck down here.
So this is the deck that my dad built when he was in his 20s. Still standing. It's super private. It's like perfect. I can just picture myself reading books out here in the summer, in the fall with a blanket. Like, oh, so nice. We would obviously have to trim this tree back and, whatever, but... Home sweet home. I feel like that was very good for us to go through the house and talk about everything before our meeting so that we aren't going in totally blind and we have a bit of an idea. Honestly, I'm excited. I like getting to text my dad being like, should we go to the house today? It feels reminiscent of when we did this before, with this place. Getting to do this place with my parents was the most fun. Obviously, there were times where I was very stressed because there's obviously a lot of decisions involved with a project like this, like a full home renovation, but it's pretty exciting. I'm excited to answer all of your questions. I'm just gonna have some soup. We made chicken noodle the other day with orzo. Brian made the stock himself. So this is jam-packed with protein, collagen, bunch of good stuff. And we love that. So I'm just gonna heat this up and then we'll go talk in the office. Okay, let's talk all the things. I had a lot of people asking if I will be documenting the process, which is a hard yes. This is the best content of all time. It's so fun. It's so fun for us. It's so fun for me to film and edit. It's an enjoyable process all around. So yes. Now, as I said in the last video, this is my dad's project. Right now he is funding it. I'm not putting any money towards this at the moment. My dad decided he wanted to take this on himself after his dad passed, and I think it's a great thing for him to do, processing everything. And my dad loves a project first and foremost. He is so excited if you can't tell. He lives for this stuff. It's, a great use of all of his skills and getting to expand his skills, working on things like this. He loves that kind of stuff. Now, if we decide to buy it, he will be paid back everything he put into the house. But we'll talk about that aspect later. Now, because he's the one financing it, people were asking if he gets final say, I get final say, and I don't know. We're very aligned on a lot of the vision. So I don't really think there's gonna be a point where, I want something that he doesn't want. There might be something that I want that doesn't financially make sense, and then he might be like, no, which, obviously makes sense. But I don't really think there's gonna be anything like that. But I know my dad's end goal is for us to live there, so I do imagine he would be down for whatever I want design-wise. Will you be hiring a designer for the project? Yes, we will have a designer. It's gonna be done right. I'm really excited for the meeting so we can kind of discuss layout and see what makes sense. And my dad and I, we've never really done something like this where we have a lot of flexibility with where things go. If you want to move a staircase, there's a lot we can do. There's just financial limitations on what makes sense to do, but I'm really excited to hear from the professionals what they think makes sense with the space. But it's gonna be done right. Will you be doing any updates to the exterior of the house? Yes, I found a picture online that I'm obsessed with that I think we're going to kind of go off of, and I think it's going to be stunning. I would love to show you guys, but just for like safety reasons, I think it makes sense not to, but it's going to be really beautiful. Are you going to completely gut the house, new insulation, wiring, plumbing, flooring, etc.? Yes, it will be totally gutted. There's a lot that needed to be updated anyways. The carpeted floors, they gotta go. We gotta put in the wood. There's water damage. Like, we're gonna basically be gutting it to the studs. So there's a lot we can do. Obviously I want to keep a lot of the character, so we're definitely going to put some stuff back in, but it just makes sense to completely gut so that everything is, you know, up to date, up to code, all that stuff. Like, there's asbestos in the ceilings right now, so we're not touching any of the demo ourselves. It just, you know, health-wise makes sense. We are not touching it. Can you explain why you want to extend back? I would have thought go up like Mitch said. Honestly, after living in a place that has so many different stairs, I love the idea of having the main living and then an upstairs and a basement. Like, that's how I grew up, and I love that. It just feels like a lot cozier, and it's very common in Toronto because the lots are more narrow. There's not as much space, so people do build up. But I think this home has plenty enough space to just keep it to 2 floors and the basement. I mean, there's going to be more than enough space, and it also is more cost effective apparently. What is your timeline for renovations, and when do you guys expect to finish? So the builder said between 9 and 12 months, which is kind of crazy. That's from, like, you know, actually getting it started. By the time things get started, which might end up being in the spring, I really don't know at this moment. I'll keep you updated. My dad thinks spring 2027 occupancy. How do you navigate making choices that could be for you but also could be for a stranger? Honestly, I think like whatever we decide to do would be beautiful for anyone to live in. So I'm not really thinking about doing it for stranger. I'm going off of my taste because more than likely we are going to want to live there. And if by some chance we don't, like, it's going to be beautiful. So I'm not really thinking about that. What about the new layout are you most excited about? I'm really excited to have a dining room, which is so funny because when I renovated this place, I removed the dining room because I wanted a bigger kitchen. The kitchen before was pretty small, and I thought there'd be more value in extending the kitchen, which, like, I think the kitchen is beautiful. It's one of my favorite things that I did in this house. I love it, but I'm excited to have a dining room. As I've gotten older, I feel like it's just nice to have. I'm also excited about like a really nice primary suite with like a nice walk-in closet and a nice ensuite. I think that'll be really fun to design and work on. I'm also excited about a basement, like all the things that we're gonna do down there. There's a lot of fun to be had ahead. Do you feel pressure to buy it since it holds so many memories? Honestly, like, yes and no. My dad has made it very clear that there is no pressure on me or us to ultimately buy it. He thinks this is a win-win for him no matter what. 1, he gets a project. He loves that. 2, he loves the idea of us living there. But 3, if we don't, he's gonna make money off of doing this renovation because he inherited the property, so he didn't have to put any money into it. It's just gonna be the cost of the renovation. So he will make money. No matter what, he's gonna be good. What are your brother's thoughts? Honestly, like, my brother is very happy in Montreal. He's the kind of person that does not like change. He does not like to move very often, whereas I love change, you know, so the thought of moving is exciting. Yeah, he doesn't have any attachment. He couldn't care less. Like, we told him, and he was like, okay, he doesn't care. He lives in Montreal. He just bought his place. You know, is it going to be a different aesthetic from your current home or the same vibes? I think it'll be different. It'll be a little bit more cozy, a little bit more, I like the idea of a mix between traditional and modern, some traditional aspects, some, you know, simple, minimal aspects of a modern home. I think a blend would be really well done, especially in the space. That's kind of the idea, but a little bit more cozy, traditional than this space. Are you keeping anything from the original design? I love the doors. I love the doors too. I definitely want to keep those elements. I think they're really cool and different, and they bring a lot of character into the home. I think they're so cool. So definitely keeping the doors, maybe some knobs. Outside of that, probably nothing. But I do plan on, you know, keeping some molding or re-putting in molding on the walls. I think that's a really nice touch. I think that is it. How many square feet are you expecting it to be? It'll be around 3,000 square feet at the end. Will you try to incorporate more color in this house or clean white again? I think having like a simple base, like white creamy walls, nice wood floors, I think that is the perfect base. I don't think we will go in with painting anything a really bold color, maybe a bathroom, but I think that is the right move. And then you can bring in color with furniture or, you know, decor. There's a lot more flexibility if you keep it simple. Will you move in first and then rent your place? No, we are living here until that's done, and then we will decide what we want to do. Obviously, a lot of people asking about Ryan. I saw some comments saying that he shouldn't have a say because we're not married, or, you know, why would it negatively affect our relationship, which people really went off of in the last video where I talked about it. And I really didn't mean it to come across negative at all. Like, our goal, we have discussed it a million times. We ultimately, like, that's the plan. We're gonna move into that house, we're gonna buy it, but it's 2 years out. I don't want to say anything for certain. I'm a very like go with the flow kind of person. I have no idea what's gonna happen in the next 2 years. Obviously, Ryan and I are freshly living together. It's been 2.5 months, and the thought of making a really big next step after just making a really big next step feels overwhelming. Like, obviously us deciding to move in together was a very big step of us working on, you know, building a life together, and I don't really foresee anything happening with that. You know, like, I don't think we're not going to be together in 2 years, but as of right now, you know, we've been together for just about 1.5 years, and the thought of, you know, doing the custom build or even doing this project at all by myself just felt unfair to him, that like he didn't have a choice in the future we were building, and that's why I wanted to pause. And then obviously, you know, my dad decided to do this on his own after his father passed. Like, Ryan and I have definitely discussed things that we both wanted a home, and whether or not we wanted to do the primary suite on another floor or extend out, and we both thought, you know, going out was better than going up. He doesn't have that many things that he desires in a home. Like, he's very much of the mind, whatever you like is cool. So Ryan will most definitely have a say. For the people that are like, but you're not married, like, that's crazy, because what if you break up? You know, what if? I can't live my life based on what ifs, and I can't, you know, design aspects of this house without considering him. It would be so unfair, and it would be selfish of me to say, like, we are absolutely living here, like, this is essential. Obviously, it's a gift that we get this opportunity, and I think it's really, really cool. I think the concept of it is so special, but maybe his job takes us somewhere. I don't know. Like, I just don't like saying anything for certain after the pandemic, you know, like, you never know what's happening tomorrow. So I'm very much of a day by day. In 2 years, we will get to make the choice together whether or not we want to buy it. That is currently the plan, but who the hell knows? So that's what's going on with that. It's definitely like not the norm. This is not a normal situation, and I put myself in his shoes. Like, if his family had a property and he wanted to design it, I wouldn't even want to contribute my own opinions, because it's like, you know, their family thing, and then you get the privilege of living there. I don't know. It's not the norm, but, you know, the plan is to see where we're at in 2 years. Probably want to live there. In that case, we would pay my dad basically what he invested into the property, and then I would pay my brother his share of the property value. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. I think that covers everything you guys were wondering. And I think this video is so long. So let me know if you have any other questions down below. Let me know if you want to see some inspo pics, what I'm thinking. I want to spend the rest of the day actually just like going over my Pinterest boards and saving things that I can actually visualize in the space now that we have a better idea of what's going on. So I'm gonna work on that this evening, and let me know if you want to see it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Lots of exciting vlogs to come. I will let you know how the meeting goes next week. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.